In this video, I'll be showing you how to crochet these small baskets. Hi, I'm Rebecca, and we'll be using some cotton, 8-ply cotton, and a small, probably millimeter hook is good. We start by doing the base in a circle, and then we'll go up the sides. We'll crochet it a cylinder. We can add handles, and I'll also show you how to finish it off. So starting in the middle with the magic circle, we work in a spiral. So we'll start by doing 6 double crochet in the middle. The next round will increase to 12, then 18, 24, 30, 36, and you can go as big as you like. So starting with the magic circle, pulling on through the magic circle and secure it with a chain. And we work 6 double crochet. That's English and Australian terminology, single crochet in American. Once you've done 6, you pull the tail of the magic circle tight. So you end up with 6 double crochet in the magic circle. Then in the next round we want to do 12 stitches. So that means we have to do 2 stitches into each of the 6 double crochet in the first round. What can help keep your place as you work up the circle is by just putting a spare piece of yarn into the first stitch as a marker. It's not essential, but it helps you work out when you get to the end of the round. So the first round you'll end up with 6, the second round you'll end up with 12 stitches. Then in the third round you need to do 18 stitches. So that means you're going to do 1 stitch in the next stitch and then 2 stitches in the following, and keep that pattern, 1 then 2. And you keep increasing 6 stitches each round that you do. So you'll do 6, then 12, then 18, 24, 30, 36, as big as you want to do. The next thing I'm going to show you is the transition between the round base and the cylindrical sides. And you do 1 round of back loop only stitches to form a slight ridge between the base and the sides. So to do that, you just put the hook into the back loop only of the stitch. Sorry, the video is a little bit unclear off the bottom. My filming was a bit off here. But you do 1 round up, and you can see that it forms a slight ridge, and you can keep that going all the way up the sides if you like the look of it. So you can see now that it goes all the way around. I've done 1 loop. The next thing is just to get the shape of the basket a little bit better, you want to do a few decreases in this round, usually about 3. It just brings the sides in a little bit more and stops the shape being a bit baggy. So to decrease, you put the hook into the front loop only of the next 2 stitches and then work that up into a double crochet. So the rest of the stitches as normal, but you're just doing the 2 front loops of the next 2 stitches, and that gets 2 stitched together. So in this first round of the base, of the sides, I've done 3 decreased stitches, which you can just see there. They're not that visible, but it just brings the sides in a little bit more. Now I'm coming to make the handles, so I choose what size handles I want, and I usually do them symmetrically around the start round just to make it look a little bit neater. So I'm working out where halfway is, and the handles I want to be 5 stitches long. So I'll count 5 stitches and start my handle there, and then I do 5 chain, and I'll do a double crochet into the 6th stitch. So I miss 5, I've done 5 chain, miss 5, and then I'll work around, double crochet around to the other side and do the exact same thing. So I'm just matching up the 2 handles to make sure they're symmetrical. Work out where the center is, and then I will double crochet up to there, do 5 chain, miss 5, and double crochet into the 6th stitch there, and then I'll keep going around in a spiral. So all this, the work in these baskets is done in the spiral. There are no slip stitches joining rows. I'm just double checking that my handles are symmetrical, and if I'm happy with them, I'll just keep going, doing a few more rounds of stitches. So with my handle, I'd missed 5 stitches and I'd done 5 chain, so I'm going to do 5 double crochet in that big chain space. So keep going around. You can see the handle is like an inline handle in this case, because the number of stitches I've missed is the same as the number of chain that I did. You can make much longer handles if you want to, and you just do that by increasing the number of chain that you do, and then you match that number of chain with double crochet in the chain space, in the big chain space. So it doesn't really matter what size handle you do. If you're making handles, generally I'll only do 1 row of double crochet above it. If it's an inline handle, then usually I'll do 2, but it's completely up to you, it's your design. So that one's got 2 rows, it's more inline and it's 2, and it's a slightly bigger basket, so it's a slightly bigger handle just to keep it in proportion. So you can play around with what looks nice. That's a smaller one for the smaller basket, and I've done 2 rows of double crochet above the handle. So the last thing that we need to do is just finish it off. And you can see that because we've been working in a spiral, there's a slight like a disconnect at the last stitch. It's a slight bump up, so we can't really leave it like that. So what we do is just finish it off with 1 slip stitch, and I tend to do this away from the handle so that it's a little bit less obvious, but you can choose where to finish it. So you do a slip stitch and it's still a slight bump, so then we're going to do our sewing finish off stitch. So cut the yarn off, pull it through, then with the needle we want to go from front to back through the V of the next stitch, and then we go down into the top of the slip stitch, and that's how we finish that off. So you can see that it smooths out. There's still a slight bump there, but it smoothed out the stitches. So last thing you've got to do is just weave in the ends. It looks pretty tight, so you don't have to do much here. You just need to lose the end on the inside. Cut it off. The other thing that sometimes happens is your base isn't quite as smooth as you like to be. So sometimes I just pull it down with a stitch and then weave the end in, and you're done. That's the end of the basket. So with a flat base and cylindrical sides, you can make them to fit any shape. You can make them out of any material. You can make them out of rags, string, lots of options, but it's all the same basic technique. The next couple of slides are just a summary of what we've covered and gives the numbers of stitches that you need to increase by in the base, and then some of the information about the sides and the handles, so you can pause on that if you like. And so well done, you're done.